Everyone thinks these text messages prove Tyler Robinson is guilty because he admits to it on Alive and Charlie Clark, but they could end up meaning far less than people think, or even.
So this is an attorney from Browne Law Group. I followed him. I think that this video in particular is kind of irresponsible. I'm going to press play in a second, but I don't like lawyers posting clickbait, and I feel like this is under that category of clickbait. Like you're saying that you think it's going to be excluded from the trial altogether, but you haven't given us a reason why you think it could be excluded, and you're also acting like you think the text messages are the end all be all of this trial. So I'm going to press play now.
Been excluded from the trial altogether. Think like, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. The last reason, though, could change everybody's opinion about this Robinson and him being acquitted. First, remember this isn't a trial. It's a prelim hearing, meaning the judge isn't deciding guilt or innocent. That means any evidence that's being presented now can be challenged or even excluded before the jury ever sees it at trial. Second, context matters. A few screenshots rarely tell the whole story. The defense could argue that we don't know the complete conversation, the tone, whether the statements were literal, sarcastic, exaggerated, or.
So I guess he's like jumping past being excluded and assuming that these will be introduced, and then saying we don't know the full context, but like that's what the whole point is of introducing them, is for the jury to consider them. I don't think you need to know the full context to use their evidentiary value against Tyler Robinson. I also don't think the jury is so stupid that they can't figure out that they don't know the whole context and draw reasonable inferences from these text messages. I'm going to press play.
Misunderstood. And then third, and this is the biggest one, the prosecution still has to prove that the messages are authentic, accurately preserved, and legally admissible.
So that's not hard. These text messages have already been admitted in the preliminary hearing based on their authentication by a law enforcement officer who got them from Lance Twig's phone. So that step isn't going to be difficult. The only area I could imagine would be admissibility. There are so many rules of evidence where the defense may try to keep them out, but if they are admitted, they'll help the prosecution. I don't think there's any chance that the jury's going to be so stupid that they're going to see this as evidence that Tyler's innocent. But it's also, again, not the only piece of evidence.
This is hard to accomplish, and most lawyers get this wrong.
I don't think most lawyers get that wrong. Like, especially not in a death penalty case. These lawyers are seasoned attorneys. They know exactly what they're doing. I think he's just posting clickbait. And so my comment was, before posting, maybe come up with a legit reason why you think they're going to get excluded. There's mountains of other evidence, and this is far from the only evidence. So I would love to hear a follow-up from this guy on what he thinks will keep these text messages from being admitted, A, and B, why he thinks the jury wouldn't be able to figure out guilt because they can't draw reasonable inferences from these text messages. These are not the only evidence, again, so.
What do you guys think?
I think you're wrong.
Everyone thinks these